of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Hello and welcome to another version of You and Your Doctor, a wonderful radio show sponsored by All County Healthcare. All County Healthcare is a Medicare certified home health agency that services Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami-Dade counties. We are happy to service you or your loved ones. Please call us anytime, or you can find out more information on our website, allcountyhealthcare.com. And this evening, we're very happy to welcome back a wonderful guest and happy to bring her into the new year to discuss some senior options. I have Jody Glacier from the Senior Care Authority. Jody, welcome.
Hi,
welcome to our
you.
show.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me again.
You're very welcome. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you back. Jody is the owner of Senior Care Authority. She's a certified senior advisor, as well as a certified dementia practitioner of the Senior Care Authority, located in West Boynton Beach, located at 6615 West Boynton Beach Boulevard, Suite 311, Boynton Beach, 33437. So I will leave it in her hands. Jody, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do and let our listeners and viewers know a little bit more about your business.
Sure. So Senior Care Authority is a full-service placement agency. We are a team of elder care consultants as well as assisted living advisors, and we help people through the maze of long-term care options. So people are often very anxious, and it might be very sudden when a loved one, maybe a parent or a spouse, needs help and can no longer live at home safely. And there are so many different options, and there are so many different types of businesses that can help seniors. It's a little bit overwhelming for people. So what I do is I listen to what their needs are, where they are now, what's going on with their loved one, what they see in the future for them, and then I walk them through that process.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's a lot like what All County Healthcare does is we work very closely with agencies like Jody Glacier's. As a matter of fact, we've had mutual clients that have been referred to our agency. We're very proud of that. We're very proud of our relationship, and we're happy to service the seniors. What Jody does, folks, is she helps you or your loved one or a family member, a son or daughter, or even a brother or sister, help navigate through the very difficult system that includes insurances, long-term care, dementia care, memory care, and much, much more. And let's be honest, folks, it's a very confusing process at times, navigating through the system and finding the right resources, because there are many available. So tell us, Jody, how did you get involved in the business, and tell us a little bit about your educational background, if you would.
Sure. So my background is in technology in the training industry, and I was a consultant. So I would listen to people in their businesses and find out where they were and where they were trying to get to, and I would help them through the process. And it's kind of funny, it's actually very similar now, because I listen to what people's needs are, where they are and where they're trying to get to, and then educate them just as much as they need to know, not overwhelming people with a lot of information, but just the information that they actually need to make the right decisions. So that's really what I do, and the reason why I chose that is I live here in South Florida. There are a lot of people that settle here, seniors, and also I wanted to do something that I was really be able to give back to people, and something that was a little bit more rewarding than working in the corporate arena. And I really love it. It's much more than I even thought it would be. The people that are in the arena are very nice. My clients are very nice. They're looking for help, and they need someone to walk them through a very difficult situation, and I'm able to do that, and it feels really good to be able to do that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. That's wonderful. And folks, if you're just joining us, this is Jody Glacier, Senior Advisor and Certified Dementia Practitioner from the Senior Care Authority located in Boynton Beach. Jody's business provides consulting work for anybody in need for placement of a senior anywhere in Palm Beach County. And she also covers the northern end of Broward County. So feel free to reach out to her anytime. She can be reached by phone directly at 561-303-2242 or by email, which is Jody, Jodi, at seniorcareauthority.com. You guys also have a wonderful interactive website, I noticed, and I spent some time navigating on it. Folks, it has a great labyrinth of care facilities.
Right.
It has a layout of questions, Q&As. They even have podcasts on there about some very interesting topics that have come up upon, the senior care community. And let's face it, more information is better, and that's why we have an expert like Jody Glacier here. So her website is seniorcareauthority.com/Palm Beach.
Oh, actually, it's seniorcareauthority.com/SouthFL.
Oh, I stand corrected. Seniorcareauthority.SouthFL, like South Florida, because Jody covers all Palm Beach County as well as the northern end of Broward County. So you can also reach her, as I mentioned, directly at 561-303-2242. And moving on, we had a great topic that was mentioned many times by some of our previous guests as well as some of our patients, and it's the subject of memory care. Memory care is very important for our seniors because as people age, unfortunately, things onset, I believe, things like Alzheimer's and dementia, and these can be very scary. But
Yes.
Your advisors and your practice helps people understand what it's about and reach out and follow through with resources. Is that correct?
Yeah, so a lot of the people that I work with are looking for help to find a place for their loved one to live, because even if they have help at home, sometimes it gets to be overwhelming for the person that's living with that person and the caregivers. So there are a lot of places here that are considered assisted living. Assisted living is an umbrella, and memory care falls under it. And there are a couple of different options. People can actually stay home. Maybe the caregiver needs a little bit of a break during the day. So there are places that are called adult daycare centers where people can go for the day. They'll actually come and pick them up by bus, keep them for breakfast and lunch, have activities. They bring people in for entertainment, and then they send them home on a bus and right to you. So you just meet them at the bus. So that's one opportunity where a caregiver who needs a break, because it's very hard to deal with someone who has Alzheimer's or another sort of dementia all day long. Another choice is to go ahead and maybe have a caregiver to spend a few hours a day with their loved one, so that the caregiver gets a break. And that's really important. The caregiver really needs to make sure that they have a life too outside of caregiving, because caregivers oftentimes get sick or pass away sooner than the person that they're taking care of, because it's so stressful. And then the other option is finding an assisted living that has specifically memory care. And there are even places called residential care homes, which are houses where maybe 5 or 6 people live, and there's 1 or 2 people that are caregivers solely working with those people, so they get a lot of one-on-one care through the day. And that's another option besides a memory care.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So folks, you heard that Jody is explaining in more detail about the wonderful options, and that's why she's the expert. So feel free to reach out to Jody at Senior Care Authority. She runs the office in Boynton Beach, located on Boynton Beach Boulevard, and she can be reached anytime via her direct phone or email. Moving on, Jody, it's excellent to hear about these so many great options, because do you find that a lot of seniors that might not have close family, need these because, sometimes they just get lonely, or, sometimes as long as they stay active,
Right.
both physically and mentally,
Yes.
it helps their overall health.
Well, that helps with seniors whether or not they have dementia, people, just imagine living at home and not being able to maybe maneuver very well physically, and then just staying home all the time. How boring would that get? Even if you have people coming visit you, maybe you have an aide or something during the day. Some people wanted to have more stimulation and things to do and make friends. So I find that there are seniors that need just independent living, where they have meals, 2 or 3 meals a day. Somebody comes and cleans their apartment for them weekly, and then they have activities. A lot of times they have movie theaters that are right there. They're more like senior resorts than anything else.
Wonderful.
So yeah, that's a nice option. And then for people who need assisted living and more care, you can actually have somebody where you can have a caregiver come to you anytime you need it by pressing a button or making a phone call. Someone will come in and help you, and then they're there at your beck and call, basically.
Oh, that is wonderful. A lot of options, and this is very important for you or your loved one. So what we're hearing here today is from Jody Glacier from the Senior Care Authority, located in Boynton Beach. Just so many interesting and important topics, you know, for seniors that are confused or are wondering about the options. There are a lot of options out there. Reach out to an expert like Jody Glacier. She will help you unwind and untangle, you know, any kind of questions or concerns that you might have. That's why she's here. She's an expert in the industry. She knows all the resources. Reach out to her. She covers all of Palm Beach County as well as Broward.
You know, I wanted to mention also that we're national, so there are people in every city or most cities around the country. So you can call me or somebody locally at Senior Care Authority, and they also are elder care consultants and assisted living advisors.
Folks, that's very important. We have a lot of snowbirds that come down here,
Yes.
Jody, that live here from time to time. Matter of fact, with our agency, we've had, especially over the last 2 months, many people coming down from Michigan, New York,
Right.
Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and these folks will come down and they'll stay for 2, sometimes 3 months or more. And this is a great bridge to find the right spot for them that accommodates them with a lot of the amazing amenities that you covered.
Yes. I find that there are a lot of people that move here from up north, and then they decided that they want to live here permanently, but their loved one is in another city or state, and so we're able to help with helping them find the right place. We can even do virtual tours, so sometimes I have clients whose adult children live in another state, and we'll go ahead and do virtual tours with that loved one, and then I will go ahead and bring their parent or loved one to the communities to check them out.
Wow, what a big help. What a big help. I really appreciate all that information, Jody, and you know, you having a technology background, I've got to give you a lot of credit for the fact that your website is so wonderful and interactive. I mean, a plethora of information.
There's a lot of information.
And blogs and even the Boomers podcast you have there.
Boomers Today, yes.
Yeah, it's folks, you have to check out her website. Reach out to Jody Glacier, and she will help navigate through the senior system. She's got all the connections and options at her fingertips, and she's really got a kind heart. She'll help you place you or your loved one in the right facility that meets their expectations.
And we like to call them communities because we really don't consider them that. They're like luxury senior resorts.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I like that, senior resorts.
And I help people move places. I don't necessarily place anyone, but I help people move to the next chapter in their lives.
That was one of my follow-up questions for you, and you covered it suddenly, and I appreciate that. You know, Jody's one step ahead of the game, folks. So reach out to Jody anytime. Jody Glacier from the Senior Care Authority, located in Boynton Beach. She can be reached directly at 561-303-2242 or by email at Jody, Jodi, at seniorcareauthority.com. Please feel free, folks. She's here for you. She's a wonderful resource. And now we're going to touch upon some of the other topics, including long-term care. Well, what is your feelings and options that you might help somebody that has a long-term care issue?
Yeah, well, long-term care issues, there are lawyers that can help people with long-term care issues. So I would go ahead and direct them to somebody else that could help them with that. Generally, though, if someone has long-term care insurance, it's a great option. That way, that most, maybe all, or most of your stay at a community is going to be covered with that.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's wonderful because we see a lot of that. Some people are coming out of rehabs. Folks, when we return from our short commercial break, we're going to continue here with Jody Glacier from Senior Care Authority, and we're going to go into additional topics, including different types of options, groups, that both locally and statewide that are available. So stay tuned here on You and Your Doctor Radio. Thank you.
All County Healthcare has exciting news for any and all patients with COPD or other respiratory ailments. Listen to what renowned pulmonologist Dr. Keith Robinson has to say.
Hello, I'm Dr. Keith Robinson, board-certified pulmonologist, medical director at Fusion Health Pulmonary Rehabilitation, and a board member with the American Lung Association of South Florida. We have exciting news for patients with COPD. We now offer IPV therapy at home, which has been demonstrated to improve airway clearance, decrease hospitalization, and improve quality of life of patients with COPD. Please call All County Healthcare for more information about this FDA-approved therapy.
For further information, call All County Healthcare now at 954-717-7027. That is 954-717-7027, or visit our website at allcountyhealthcare.com. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Remember, All County Healthcare always puts the patient's needs first. You are listening to You and Your Doctor, Living Longer and Healthier, an informative show that helps you find answers to questions you always wanted to ask, but did not have that somebody that could make a difference in your life. Call into the show if you have a question at 888-565-1470, and we will put you on the air to inform all our listeners. Now, back to our show.
Welcome back to another episode of You and Your Doctor. I am John. I'm here with Jody Glacier from the Senior Care Authority in Boynton Beach. We're so happy to have her here, and we're going to continue our discussion into senior care options, what her business does. Jody can be reached at 561-303-2242, or you can email her directly at Jody, Jodi, at seniorcareauthority.com. Jody's company does a myriad of things to help you or your loved one find the right placement for your senior, whether it's, locally in Palm Beach County or Northern Broward, or in an ALF or a rehab, assisted living facility, or beyond. Tell us again what your website is, Jody.
It's www.seniorcareauthority.com/SouthFL for Florida.
So look it up, folks. It's got a myriad of information, as well as blogs and podcasts that you or your loved ones can look over. Great website, Jody.
Thanks.
And we left off at talking about options, for long-term care. And I'd like to touch upon your advocacy, and what exactly is it, and how might your company assist a family in that?
So we're elder care consultants, which means that we can listen to the entire problem that people are having, all the issues, and either help them out directly through Senior Care Authority or bring in outside people to help, like, for instance, your company. As far as the advocacy is concerned, what we'll do is, once we go and decide which communities we're going to take a look at, actually somebody from my company is actually going to go with you on the tour and make sure that all of the questions that you have get answered. Also, we protect you from the salespeople in that we don't give out any of your personal information besides your name. and your loved one's name. So when we're going to visit the communities, until you're ready to go ahead and give that information, no salesperson is going to call you directly.
That is so important. That is
It's
great.
nice. It's a nice, perk,
Yes, I
right?
think
That way
so.
you're not being inundated with people calling you about what your decision is, because we are here as a neutral party to help you make the best decision by advising you.
Yes.
Another part of what we do is we will help with family discussion. So sometimes people don't necessarily understand what the family needs are, or they don't understand what memory care is exactly. So we'll either have Zoom or phone calls, or in-person phone call, or in-person meetings rather, with the family, so that everybody can get on the same page.
Oh, that is another big asset of your company. And folks, that's important because you don't want to be barraged by a number of different people confusing you.
Right.
Jody Glaser and her company help navigate through all that.
Right.
They make sure they protect you, they advocate for you, they give you the pros and cons of different facilities, and they really help you to understand what your options are, because we know we live in a confusing world, and having somebody with experience here, locally, covering all Palm Beach County and the northern end of Broward is very important. Thank you, Jody, for that.
Can I mention one other thing about when
Absolutely.
people are searching for communities? People don't realize that each state in Florida, it's ACA, it's mostly ACA, they actually go into these communities every couple of years and make sure that the rules and regulations are being met by the community, and if they're not, they'll go ahead and give them a citation. Also, when people complain, those also show up on those reports. So people like me are going to go ahead and have access to that and be able to make sure that the community is actually doing what they're supposed to be doing, and we're only showing you communities that actually meet those regulations that are put out by ACA.
Excellent, excellent. Very important, because we want our loved ones to be cared by people that treat them like their own
Right.
family. It's
Right.
very important. Thank
Very
you for that
important.
piece. So, Jody, can you talk a little bit more about family coaching and perhaps what it is and why it's so important?
Right. So not everybody in the family is going to be on the same page or have the same understanding of what the needs are of a loved one. So maybe I might speak to a sister and a brother about their mom, and maybe the brother hasn't seen mom or dad in several years, and they don't really understand how far along they are or how they're not able to take as good care about themselves as maybe the sister understands. So I really listen to all the needs of what the loved one has, and we'll go ahead and discuss this together as a family.
Oh, that's just excellent. And it's very important, that we have a professional here, because Jody, she has a good heart and she has a lot of experience. So please reach out to Jody Glaser, and she will explain what your options are. Moving on, touch upon the Boomers podcast, because I found that to be very interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of topics covered, and I understand your founder, Frank Sampson, has something to do with directing or running that show.
Yeah, so we have a podcast that's called Boomers Today, and we have people from all over the country that talk about senior care options, as well as anything that focuses on seniors. So we bring people in, and it's like this show here, except it's only audio. And that's available in many different methods as well, including through our website.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Folks, and as we're wrapping up here, I just wanted to once again, give you information. You can always reach out. This show is live, but we do keep it in our queue at allcountyhealthcare.com or our Facebook page. The Senior Care Authority is also very active on Facebook, and their website is state-of-the-art. It's
Thanks.
a wealth of information. If you'd give that out one more time.
Yeah, it's www.seniorcareauthority.com /South FL for Florida, and then another /.
Absolutely. Folks, we're here with Jody Glaser, and she's from Senior Care Authority located in Boynton Beach. You can also reach out to her directly at 561-303-2242. And we thank you for joining us for another episode of You and Your Doctor. This has been sponsored, of course, by All County Healthcare. We're a Medicare certified home health agency, and we look forward to having you back as our guest here, Jody. And you have a fabulous 2023.
Thank you. Same to you. Thanks so much for having me. This is great.
Absolutely, and we're just so honored to have you here because, you know, Jody has been helping our company as well as many other local companies, you know, help to place seniors in the right facilities and to give peace of mind to many loved ones. Thanks again, folks. Have a good night.